I had been and started in the real estate industry when I was about 17 years old. My dad was a real estate developer and partnered with many companies, including Corman's, who are big here in the East Coast, where they would build new construction. They lease it out, and Corman would manage the property and the marketing and the leasing side to it. So my first job was a leasing agent in one of my dad's properties, and I took to it. I loved it. I loved it, from a young perspective, young age and stuff like that. And, fast forward, I'm not gonna tell you how old I am yet.
You're in your mid-30s.
Oh, you're very kind, very kind. But I mean, now I love what I do, and I've niched it since 17 until now. It's kind of like, in your teens, your 20s and 30s, we're all out there to gain knowledge, right? We go to high school, college, go out and get a career, maybe go back for grad school and further our knowledge. But I feel, now in my career, it's about applying that knowledge with the wisdom gained. And so now it's not just looking at where if everybody's in one ocean and doing this in boots, you got to get involved in this one area here. I'm like, everybody's there. Where's the other ocean? Where else can I go? Yes, I'm still here in this area, but I'm also now looking for alternative, avenues and income streams and multiple revenue streams coming in, not just from one source, which is why renters are amazing.
Most agents who get to 50 to 75 or 100 transactions, they're like, what's next? This is next. You have to build alternative streams of income. So Boots, how did you do that?
So, if you look at the life cycle of someone that is buying or selling or investing, right? Someone who buys a house today, on average, may stay in that house before they sell for, I think the rate it was originally like 4 to 6 years. Now it's more like, 5 and maybe even 8 years before that property comes back on the market, or they, my income has increased in the last 4 years. I need extra space. I want to grow my family or grow additional, square footage wise. So I'm going to level up. I'm going to go to the next level. And so what happens is with those buyers, there's one transaction every 5 to 8 years.
Yep.
So how many buyer leads, how many people do you have to network in order to get a client, to get to closing, to follow up, afterwards? And for me, since my experience in leasing has started when I was 17 years old, the life cycle actually is not on the first time buyer or a buyer that's ready to go. It's getting to those clients before they even consider or even think about buying. So if you think about it this way, you're in your 20s or 30s, how many of your friends, how many people that you know that are renters, right? I mean, the majority of them, when we're in college and just getting out of college, we're all renters. And the 89% of all clients that use a realtor will use that realtor again for another transaction.
Yep.
But only 13% of those clients ever do.
Right.
And why is that?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is because they didn't like you, maybe, or you didn't stay in touch with them and they just forget who you are.
That's it. It's not staying top of mind. It's not about that dollar amount at the end of the transaction, right? It's that relationship. It's providing amazing concierge service and attentiveness to detail to that client's needs. And then it's making sure I'm at that 89 percentile where that agent or that lead rather is going to come back to me, our team, our company after that one transaction. And an average in Pennsylvania, a renter will renew for 2 years. They'll stay in one apartment, they'll renew for a second year, and most likely they'll move on that third term to another property.
Got it.
We're along with them for the entire ride. We're following up after they move in gifts, that kind of stuff. Nobody gives move-in gifts and that kind of stuff for renters. Well, why do it? You've already made $180. What are you going to do? Give $40 to a move-in gifts? But it's not about that one transaction. We want them to be there. We want to be their trusted advisors for all things in real estate. We're all tied together, right? Whether we see things happen at a later date, we can see where trends are happening and to then forecast out 10 steps, 20 steps down. What will it look like? What are they seeing? What are the agents or the market or the clients doing in another market that if it comes here, how can we better service our clients?
Talk to us about tightening the belt and outsourcing and using MyOutDesk. What's that been feeling like for you guys?
So I wouldn't necessarily call tightening the belt. And here's the reason why. So rentals don't necessarily generate a lot of income per transaction. You need a lot of transactions to gain an overall increase in revenue. But we know that our model is you're a renter now. Most likely you're not going to be in the future. So we're investing now with our clients, with the leads now. So we may be spending more than what another individual or a team or a company would be doing for rentals, but we know the value, we know the life cycle. And I think that we're really the first that I know of that specializes in what we do. So using virtual assistants, inside sales agents, or outsourcing some of our type of stuff, it has been vital for us.
Sure.
So MyOutDesk has been really revolutionized our business, right? So we would generate rental leads out the wazoo, immediately hand them off to our agents that are working them, and have them call, follow up, reach out on top of their normal business, which is buying, selling, investing, that kind of stuff as well. And so what we found is we need to find a better way to remove the amount of time that these agents are using to follow up and get these leads ready to go out and tour. And it's been remarkable what we've been able to accomplish together, Daniel. I mean, your company has really provided, I can't tell you how many hours we've been able to save for our agents. I mean, on average, an agent will take 1 hour to qualify a lead over the life of that lead for one transaction for a rental. That's calling, following up, texting, all that stuff, plus paperwork, and 2 hours to go out and tour. We've been able to reduce the amount of time that our agents have had to qualify by a third,
right,
by using your virtual assistants and ISAs here on our team, which means that we can get our agents out closing deals faster, more efficiently, and more often, and having a higher return on investment because they're out doing what they do best. Our SEO, our organic way of generating leads is, I think, second to none. Organically, we generate a significant amount of leads. Yeah, so we do also purchase leads or spend money towards lead generate, but rather I'd like to consider more branding and brand awareness rather than lead generate. We're doing Facebook stuff, we're doing Google stuff as well, and our agents are posting to social media and Twitter and tagging everybody and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But it's branding per se. It's not the hard sell. If I'm trying to hard sell a renter, they're going to unsubscribe like that, right? I need to either move or renew. That's it. I don't need any ancillary things and talking to me, like that's their mindset, which is also why I love working with renters. When they contact you, you got a 50-50 chance that they're going to end up moving or renewing. With a buyer, it could be 6 months, 12 months, 2 years. If you think about it, by hiring virtual assistants, right, some of the employees in other companies may say, oh my God, you're hiring a virtual assistant. My job is at risk, right? So it's not the case with us. We hire and look for talent so that they can grow within our company and be part of a family. We really consider our team a family side to it. So if we are reducing hours from repetitive tasks, right, stuff that is the same thing going on, it frees up your time so that you can work on more meaningful projects, right? More ways to expand. And I love helping our agents in that regards as well. So, using the virtual assistants is not reducing, their income in any way. It's creating opportunities. And that's what we were about, and couldn't have done it without our partners. Our partners are just amazing. Our family is amazing. But yeah, I mean, we're the real deal. We keep it simple. We do it right. We always do it, the same way. And also looking for better ways of doing it, such as using, you guys. And it's just great, Daniel. It's been great.
Well, thanks for your time, Boots. You've been awesome. You've really given a lot to the audience. I just appreciate you guys. And I would definitely check out Rent Philly if you're interested in putting this particular niche into your business.